Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Top Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Mike. Joined with me is my buddy Lou.
What's up, guys?
And Rob this week is on trail with his mother-in-law and his father-in-law and Becca, and so he will not be joining us. And so it's just the two of us, and we're going to get started with an icebreaker. Lou, what do you got for us?
All right, what is the silliest thing that you posted online? It could be a quote, a picture, whatever the vibes are.
Yeah. You got yours?
I do have mine. Yeah, so my sophomore year of college, my college did a bring in the seniors or whatever.
Sure.
And it was like a fruit party, and I was helping out with that. And there was 5 watermelons that they just bought. And I lined them up around me and sat around them and just took a picture of that.
Just you surrounded by watermelons?
And I was surrounded by watermelons. And I thought it was like just the coolest picture. And then I met my father's side of the family for the first time in... ever, like 2 years ago, and I met my 60-year-old brother, and he was
whoa.
Yeah, he's super old. I forgot his name, and he added me on Facebook, and then we met up, and he was like, dude, I love your Facebook, but there's just one picture that I do not like. What the hell were you doing with all those watermelons?
What did he not like about it?
It's just a black man around watermelons.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. That's kind of stereotypical, I guess.
Yeah, I was fitting the bill on that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So for me, it was actually fairly recent. I was working on a book. I had a character who would correct what people said.
Okay.
Very often in just internal monologues. So it'd be someone would say something and then he'd be like, "It's this." And so I had a character use the plural of butt munch.
Okay.
But then I realized I wasn't sure what the plural of butt munch is. Is it butt munches? Is it butt munchers?
Is it a verb or a noun?
I think it's a noun.
Okay.
But I literally just got on Facebook and I was like, super important. I need help. What's the plural of butt munch? And then just watched, it was one of the most, reacted to posts I've ever had. It didn't go viral, but, it had, 20 comments on it, which is a lot for me.
Yeah.
And, I think Dan Pratt was my favorite. He, busted out, I think it's, French or something. He was like, I think it's butt munch. Yeah, I loved that one.
Yeah.
I still think about that way more. I just wish somebody would be like, it's this.
Yeah.
Because that happened. I got to church and I had people coming up to me all Sunday being like, it's this.
Talking about
butt munches.
Talk about butt munching.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever stays in the bedroom in your marital home.
But so this week we're gonna do a deep dive on social media, and I've never been big into social media, but we both kind of watched it evolve, right?
Yes.
So,
did you have a MySpace?
I did not have a MySpace.
Okay.
I missed that area. I was friends with somebody who had a MySpace.
Okay, and kind of through him.
The drama of your top 5 and all that was I watched as him and this girl steadily moved each other up from 4 to 5 to 3 to 2 to
Yeah.
And I was so jealous.
You just wanted to be in it.
I was like, I just want to know what it's like. My parents were like, you're going to get abducted.
Absolutely not. Straight to sex trafficking.
Right? I was like, Dylan hasn't been abducted yet. And they were like, all right, I don't care. That's his parents' problem.
Man. Yeah. I had a MySpace, but I used my mother's email for my MySpace.
Okay.
And I immediately regretted it. It was because she was looking at everything. Yep. And she was like, why? She busted in my room and was like, why did you do this? I'm getting so many freaking emails. And so I lost my MySpace very quickly.
That's fair.
Yeah, and did not get one ever again.
Yeah.
So yeah. Facebook is probably my...
That's when I started.
Facebook's for you. Okay.
I had to wait, and my mom made me wait until I actually met the criteria for the terms and services.
Yes, I do think I remember that.
I was so mad.
Yeah.
Everybody had Facebook before me. I was so excited to get Facebook, and then I was like, what do I do? So like I like went out and had my mom like digital camera take a picture of me just like standing awkwardly in the driveway.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, I got a profile picture.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny that your mom was like, I think Mark Zuckerberg probably would know when you should be on Facebook. It's like he's the
He wasn't even like a name people knew at that point though. It was just like Facebook's this new thing. Nobody knew who Zuckerberg was yet.
Yeah, I had a Facebook. I think I started my Facebook. I think maybe 9th grade, 8th grade.
Yep.
I got broken up with my first girlfriend through, I think, email.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yep, and that was rough. It was the summer. I think it was the summer of going into 9th grade. I got broken up with through email, but I don't think it was Facebook.
Okay.
But that was my first like, oh, this could be bad. Just online,
right? Yeah.
Like this isn't good. But yeah. So what was the thing that got you on Facebook? What was the thing that like kept you
everybody
going?
was already there.
Yeah.
And like, well, and it was cool at the time.
Yeah.
Like it was a completely different beast than it is now.
Yeah, for sure.
It was like now it's like you go on Facebook and you either are fortunate enough to immediately go away from it and not spend any time there and be like, why did I even click on that? Or you get stuck in some endless scrolling reels rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And like it's like I've seen every episode of Family Guy like in pieces at this point because of Facebook.
Yeah. I think there's more evil to Facebook than there was.
Oh my gosh.
Than there was back in the day. I think it was a little bit more pure.
Yeah.
It felt like.
Well, and you basically only saw the posts of people you were friends with. So like if it was still that, I wouldn't even mind Facebook that much now. Like
Yeah.
And then like because it wasn't on your phone and there wasn't like Facebook and Messenger.
You're right.
It was like the Facebook messaging was like a really nice part of Facebook.
Yeah.
And so for me it was like we didn't have to like I feel like at that point in time if you had two screens you were like using them to like launch nukes. Like nobody had two monitors.
No, yeah. No,
in like 2009, like you were like deep into the computer stuff. If you had two monitors, but you'd have it on another tab, and so it'd be like, oh, I'm
flipping
like
back and forth. Yeah.
I'm scrolling through YouTube. I'm
Yeah.
watching videos.
Yeah.
I'm watching music videos, and it's like, oh, who's on? And you just chat with whoever's on, and it was like, it was awesome.
Yeah, I was really big into getting on YouTube and posting like something on YouTube and putting it on Facebook.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That was like the biggest thing. Just like Alter Bridge albums,
right,
over and over and over again. Or like the crazy cat, the meow meow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm talking about.
I think so.
The neon cat. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah,
just the classic things. I think for me, what really hooked me on Facebook is when everybody knew your birthday.
Yes.
And for me, I always viewed my birthday as something super special.
Okay.
And so people that now that all my friends knew exactly what my birthday was, and getting on Facebook and having 20 people tell me happy birthday, I felt like the prettiest princess in the world. I still get a little bit of that now, but back in the day, it was like trying a drug for the first time.
Yeah.
It was straight dopamine. Seeing that red.
Yeah, you get like triple digits in your like bell, and you're like, oh.
yeah. That was it's embarrassing. Like, and my dad called it out on me. He was just like, I think you're on Facebook way too much. I was like, I'm with my friends.
Right.
Get off my back, old man.
He was right.
Yeah, he was dead right. Yeah, I should have gotten off. I had a better shot of just like playing games with somebody. Did you ever play any of those Facebook games?
I did not.
Okay.
But they were all the rage.
Farmville.
And like,
Yeah.
I thought they kind of seemed dumb.
They were dumb.
And I had some too cool for school complexes. So I was like, I don't need to play Farmville.
Yeah, my dad used to play this Mafia game.
That one did look kind of awesome.
Did you? You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about. I never played it, but I was like, I mean, if I was gonna.
I picked up on it, and then I got on his account, and I was like, oh, you put real hours in this thing. You are a Mafia boss.
Dad, I think you might be on Facebook too much.
Yeah. Like, when are you putting in the time to make sure that you do all these hits on Jimmy Slowhand Joe? What's going on here? Yeah. Have you ever gotten like a beef or any like kind of negative things towards you on Facebook?
Any rumors? No. I was always I was never the most flashy guy in any group.
Yeah.
And so, like, I was always, like, forward-facing enough to, like, that people would, like, know me. But, like, if there was going to be beef, it would be, like, the leader of the group would get into beef. And I'd just be like, all right.
Yeah.
I did get into... One time I got into a political debate.
Okay.
With...
Classic.
With Luke. We don't do last names here. But he got into rap, you know. Yeah. And, like... It's funny, we still got along really well after that, but, like, we just went at it for, like, a whole day. Just, like, and then, like, one of his relatives jumped in, and it was, like, a 2v1, and then Luke was like, I'm out, this is dumb. and me and his relative were just like, we're like...
Did that relative go to church, dude?
I have no idea. Like, all I knew was it was the same last name, and I didn't know the first name. But, like, we were just, like, back and forth at each other about
so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Complete waste of time.
Yeah,
but it's a fun way to spend the day.
Okay, yeah. I mean, just one day I think is solid.
Yeah.
But how did it end? Do you remember?
I think we both were just like, whatever. Like, I think I got to a point where I was like, all right, we're making no headway. I'm like, I don't know if they stopped responding or I stopped responding.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, it did not end in us going, oh, I see your point. and there being a peaceful resolution.
I have grown as a better person because of this conversation.
Nope, none of that.
Yeah, I think the worst one happened like almost like 10 years ago. One of my youth leaders at church came out being pro something.
Okay.
And I commented, I think I commented something of the sort of like, love the person, not the sin, or something like that. And I got berated by people that I'd never met before. And they were like, you think I'm going to hell? And I was like, lady, I don't even know you.
Right.
It's like, you think because you are strong with God, do you think can you take me to hell? I was like, oh my gosh, this is insane.
Right.
This got real quick.
Yeah. Politics, I stayed way away from.
Yeah.
Religion, I dipped into the one time.
Yeah.
And even then, it was like, ooh, this is dicey.
This is super dicey.
Yeah.
People, I always compare people that are bad drivers. The worst drivers I'm always around are people with tinted windows.
Okay.
Because there is no accountability to like.
Right.
I can't see in your car and look at you dead in the eyes and be like, you're an idiot. I think it's the same thing with like
the keyboard warrior.
The keyboard warriors, yeah. Like you're just behind something and you can just say whatever you want. I've seen some pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So has everybody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nuts.
It is nuts.
And then was Instagram the next one?
Probably Instagram, but I stopped at Facebook.
Okay.
I never got on. Do you have an Instagram?
I do now. I just started one.
Okay, cool.
So I get a call from Hot Kyle like a week ago. He's like, hey, Four Horsemen is recording a music video Monday.
Okay.
Can you come play guitar in the music video? And I was like, yeah. So he sends me the song, and I call him back, and I was like, brother, there is no guitar in this entire song. And he was like, doesn't matter, we just need the vibes. And I was like, okay. I was like, there's bass. Do you want me to play bass? We didn't have access to a bass, so I ended up playing guitar.
Okay.
But it was really cool. It was like, so the song was called Hotline, and it's basically this guy like he's really depressed, and then like the chorus is like him singing back and forth with the girl on the hotline.
Yeah.
And then the music video is going to be him watching the recording, and like the girl he's singing with is also the girl who broke his heart. So it's going to be this like layered story they try and tell with the video.
Okay, I think I see the vision.
And so like the whole like everything we recorded was us performing the music video within the music video.
Okay.
And so he's gonna be depressed and watching the music video and calling the hotline.
Yeah,
so like
gotcha.
We're just gonna be like on the screen a little bit. But oh man, they got these nice like black suit coats with like all this like gold flower embroidered all over it, and like we wore all black and then like white sparkly dress shoes.
Okay.
And I got to play like an old like Back to the Future, the guitar he plays in
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I got one of those, and we were all just jamming out. I was the only one who knew how to play an instrument.
Okay.
But I was the only one whose instrument wasn't in the song. But some of the pictures they got on that, I was like, I'm making an Instagram. This is too good.
Okay. I was wondering where this story tied into getting an Instagram.
So
cool.
But yeah, I had an Instagram for a little while in like my early 20s. and this one still exists. I had a little side project. I dated a girl, and she tried to embarrass me in front of my friends one day.
Wow.
Not like in a mean way, just like
Okay.
like I make jokes at people's expense all the time.
Yeah.
I was just taking my shots back
for sure.
and she walked in and she was like, "Hey, what was it? Baber Berry Boo," and like something super.
Was she having
like,
a stroke?
No, she was just some super gushy like.
Oh.
Babers, as in like baby bears and like
Okay.
baby bear.
She was showing you affection.
Yeah, but like super over the top and like trying to embarrass me in front of my friends.
Okay. You were in high school.
Early 20s.
Oh, okay.
And rather than let it get to me, I turned around and I was like, "Hey, Boober Bird," and I totally botched the like.
You were also having a stroke.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I had a phone with the stylus.
Okay.
And so I started drawing pictures of birds with cleavage and sending to her as a joke.
Nice.
And then I started getting kind of good at drawing on my phone with the stylus.
Okay.
And so there is an Instagram out there called Boober Birds that you can still access. That's just drawings of birds with tits.
And that's how Zootopia happened.
Apparently, I'm the inspiration. But like, it literally just got to the point where I was like, "This is this weird niche thing I've started doing. It's not sexual at all. It's just a joke." But I'm getting like I started learning about perspective, and like, there's one where it's like it's a penguin standing in a hallway just because I wanted to practice like forced perspective of the hallway.
Yeah.
So like, I've had some really bizarre, weird interactions with Instagram.
Yeah. You like wake up and it's just pictures of boobs on birds everywhere. And you switch to like other like mammals and stuff.
No, it's just birds.
Just
Once
birds.
I ran out of birds, and I also ran out of puns too, because like we had a pun for every
bird.
single one.
Cool.
Yeah, the best one was a swan floating on the pond. And like you could just see the upper part, and then like, but then there was a reflection.
Yeah.
And so it was actually like,
wow. Is this still podcast PG-13, right? Or
yeah, I mean it's I don't know about it. Don't look at it unless you're an adult. There we go. We're covered. Rob's gonna be like, "I'm never letting it to a podcast again. I must be there for supervision."
It's just some German kid just losing his mind.
Whoa, these birds!
I'll never look at a bird again. Mom, can we have chicken breast for dinner?
Nope.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so Instagram's something I don't like. It's just something I like. In my head, it is only there for fun.
Yeah.
And so like, I only have like 5 posts on my Instagram, and they're all like hype. Like I took good pictures of me, and like I really went in and photoshopped them and made them real clean and prettied them up. And so like my bio is like, "Life is hard. Social media is a lie. Enjoy this completely unedited version of my life. # woke up like this." Like
classic. Yeah.
And so I'm literally just gonna post like whenever something really cool happens and there's awesome pictures. I'm gonna like clean them up real nice, post them on there, and like it's just gonna be like the highlight reel.
Yeah.
So it's something I don't take seriously, but I think it's the one that really messed people up, maybe the most.
In the sense of
like the way social media starts to affect your your mental health.
Yes, that's probably one of the things I was gonna end off at. But like, how do you get off of doom scrolling? Like, when
oh
you
my
know
gosh, doom scrolling, it's the worst. YouTube's where I doom scroll the most.
Yeah.
And it's like something needs to break the flow almost.
Yeah.
Like you'll just be going and going and going, and then I'll either realize it's like 1 a.m. and I need to be up in 4 hours. And I'm like, all right, well, we're going to physically remove the phone from arm's reach and try and go to sleep. Even though I'm just blue light and dopamine stimulated out of my mind at this point, and like, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Or something literally someone needs to come in and be like, hey, say something, or somebody needs to call me, or I'll get a text and be like, oh.
And then you'll get out of the trance.
It'll break the spell, and
for sure.
I can run away. Problem is, they always show you really interesting ones to start.
Yeah, and then you get worse and worse. Yeah.
I've found some success with you click on it, you watch the video, and then you close it out
of it. Okay.
Yeah. So like, cool. If I think it's interesting, I'll click on it, but I won't swipe up.
Go into won't start the process.
Yeah, and that usually means that all that does is keep me from doom scrolling for 5 minutes before I swipe once without thinking about it, and then I'm going to scroll again.
Yeah.
But it's,
Yeah. For me, I will only download TikTok on holidays.
Interesting.
Yep. So Memorial Day, I got to get on TikTok, and one of my things that me and my wife loves to do, Christian, my wife Christian. Sorry, we've been beefing and stuff. She's like, why don't you ever just say my name?
Okay. I was like, I feel like there's only two of us, and somehow I feel like I walked into the middle of something.
Sorry, nobody listens to this podcast. Other than my wife, sometimes. Christian.
Yeah.
We'll like send TikToks to each other, and we'll get like a good amount, and then we'll like lay in bed or like chill on the couch, and we'll watch them together and laugh.
That's fun.
And it's fun. It's super fun. I think that's my favorite thing about TikTok is the bonding moment in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I only download TikTok on holidays, and I've noticed that if I'm like, I've been picking up on my cardio quite a bit, and if I can doom scroll like on the bike or on the treadmill, so that's like, because I can't watch anime and watch subtitles while I'm walking because it'll just like
it's not gonna work.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
But I've seen people read a book while they walk on the treadmill.
My wife,
I don't know
Christian,
how they
does it.
You're just like on a whole nother plane of existence if you can pull that off.
Well, she can read. I don't know about you, but I can't read unless I'm not around anybody. Like dead silence. Like I cannot do it.
Well, I need dead silence, and then I need a bunch of other factors to like make the text legible too.
Yeah.
So like before I just full on gave up on reading, it was not unreasonable. Like you could walk past a doorway and then look in, and it would be pitch black.
Yeah.
And I'd be sitting there with reading glasses and a headlamp set to red light only.
Cool.
And I'd be like sitting there just like reading a Stephen King book. And it was kind of a vibe.
Yeah, it does seem like a vibe. I actually want to do that.
Honestly, if you're reading horror, it's actually awesome in general. Like red light, pitch black.
Well, I started reading. Was it Needless Street? Right?
Oh yeah.
I can't read that at night.
Oh yeah, it's probably reasonable.
Yeah, the way that the book was pitched to me, it was that like a Catholic cat. And I was like, oh, this is a really fun book. I'm going to read this. Immediately, like, regretted it.
Yeah, no, there's a lot more than just the cat.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. We're getting off. But yeah. Yeah, so I noticed that if I'm doing something productive, I'll even, like, I've been working on my forearms. Like
yes, you have.
The power of my forearm.
Look at that.
And so I'll, like, literally one arm, I'll just be doing this. I'll be, like, doing my forearm training, and I'll be scrolling
with the other.
I'm scrolling at the other. And I've gotten a nice little fat little muscle from it, yeah.
Like, I got very little on the forearm front. They're getting
nice and big.
They're getting vascular a little bit, but I got very little bulk.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with. I'm not...
Different body types. Yeah.
Like, I'm going to get triceps. I've started, like, triceps are blowing up, and I'm like, I like this.
Yeah.
This is cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think, what's your favorite things about... What are some of the things that you are happy that you've been around social media?
Oh, my gosh. See, it's tricky. There are things that I like.
Yeah.
I would if I could snap my fingers and make it all go away.
Yeah. For sure.
Like, in a heartbeat.
For sure.
But I love long form YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Those are some of my favorite things. Like video game retrospectives, just love them. I do miss the like virtual hangout element, although Discord kind of gives you that now.
Discord does give you that. And
I have pretty cool. Really enjoyed the days where we get a bunch of people playing video games and all hopping on the Discord and chatting. That's pretty fun.
Even reaching people that like we don't even know those two guys.
Yeah, Uber and I don't remember the other guy's name. He hasn't been around in a minute.
Yeah.
But Logan, Uber and Logan.
Yes.
They were watching Rob's stream.
Okay.
And then we were like, do you want to hop on?
Yeah.
And like, we just played Valheim with these guys for like a long time. That was awesome.
That was awesome.
And it's been cool. Like me and Arnstein have been talking a whole bunch more because of that. We're on the Minecraft server pretty regularly.
Yeah, and that's your family.
Yeah. And like I've always liked Arnstein. He's my cousin. He's a good dude. But like, to have something that you can hop on and so that ability to connect at a distance, and then I mean the podcast.
Yeah.
Like, we were able to hang out with Rob virtually, but
Yeah, I mean, like 100 years ago, we'd be like, oh, he might be alive.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He's as good as dead.
He went to North Dakota.
Yeah, he is Schrodinger's brother-in-law at this point.
Is he editing this?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. No one would care. We don't edit anymore.
I know we don't. That's true.
What about you? What have you liked?
Yeah, so I mean, I said a little bit about it, but like I had a whole side of the family that I didn't even know. You know, my father's
Yeah.
side, and I couldn't have done that without. They probably could have reached out to me, but it would have been so much harder. You know, and I don't know. I have some. I don't even know how to word this. There's this whole side of the family that I never got to grow up with.
Mm-hmm.
But Facebook gave me the opportunity to go back on their Facebooks and kind of see them grow up in a sense.
Yep.
And it's a pale comparison of actually being there, but at least I have an understanding of like where they're coming from. There's some things that they enjoy. Like
Yeah.
I know a little bit more about my sister now because of it.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that's really cool. Yeah. I think I'm always chasing the dragon because Facebook is never going to be like it was back in the day.
No.
And sometimes I don't have Facebook on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to. If I want to get on Facebook, I have to go on the browser.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is just a terrible experience.
It's such.
It's the
but
worst.
It's purposefully. That's
Yeah.
why I like it. Is because I can't get caught up on things.
Right.
Yeah. And so, yeah. I think that's what it is. And then there are, I've really fallen into the fitness world, and there is like absolutely terrible fitness influencers, just
Yep.
garbage people who are trying to sell you some sort of sugar pill that makes you
Right.
think that you'll lose weight. But
They're at least easy to spot, though.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you can
they
tell
are.
within, like, a video, you're like, and you're wasting my
Steroids.
time. Yep.
yeah. But I've struggled with the names, but there are like a handful of people that, including like Mike Erzurtel. I don't know if you've seen any of his videos.
You sent me one of his, I think. Yeah, Bald Dude.
Bald Dude.
Yeah. He's great.
Yeah, it's just like there's a couple like people who are generally trying to just better the world,
Right.
in different ways.
There's the shorter guy who's like, he's really into specifically
Yes.
doing science-based stuff.
Yes, that's exactly
Love
what I
his
was thinking about.
videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did a video where he trained perfectly for a year. Did you see that video?
No.
He trained perfectly for a year with his brother.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw.
yeah.
Well, I saw a short. I'm sure
Yeah.
the full video probably had more.
And that was super awesome. So like, I don't even know where this people. This has given people opportunity to be passionate about something and put it online.
Right.
And I love being around passionate people about something.
That's true.
No matter what it is. Like I'll talk to a kid that's passionate about chess for an hour if he
Right.
really loves it. Yeah. Like, so that's it.
That's fair. I'll tell you what I do. I did like online chess.
Yeah.
I kind of hit a wall where I was like, for me to get any better than like 1100, which is like better than average.
Yeah.
It's like better than average, not good.
Yeah.
I was like, I would have to start cutting things out of my life
Yeah.
intentionally to feed that, and I wasn't willing to do it.
Yeah. You grew up playing it with your uncle or?
I think around high school,
Okay.
tail end of high school. I think it was sophomore year of high school.
Cool.
I started like getting into it, and
Yeah.
I just would pick it up and go in phases.
Yeah.
But it was when I was working night shift. I would play a lot of like just random chess because some random person like it was
For
like,
sure.
all right, me and this dude from Uruguay, let's go.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like I have quote friends from other countries that all we do is play chess and don't talk, but like
During that time?
well, like no, like literally, like I'd play repeat games with
That's
some people.
cool.
Like I'd find someone like we'd be
Yeah,
around the same skill level, and we'd
Yeah,
have
yeah.
really a couple good games, and we'd rematch a few times, and then it was
sure.
like you just add each other on chess.com, and
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then one day I fell off the map, and they were like, "Oh, my American friend is dead."
He moved to North Dakota.
Yeah. I also like GroupMe. I kind of hated it for a little bit.
What's GroupMe?
It's basically just an app where you can make a group, and then it's a group chat app essentially.
Yeah.
I didn't like it that much because the first small group I started going to used it, and I was just like, this isn't my thing. And then I deleted it, and literally a week later, the other small group I was going to, we had so many people, so many numbers, and iPhone and Android. They were like, and it was just the group was like splintering,
Right.
just because of the technology, and so they were like, "That's it, we're doing GroupMe," and I was like, oh, man,
I just deleted it.
just got. I've learned to love GroupMe.
Oh, really?
It's so awesome.
Yeah.
Like it's just our little collective of people.
Right.
And like you'll get random pictures of the different like graphics I designed as invite cards.
Yeah.
That's like I thought that was going to be like a 1 or 2 time thing.
You do it every
People
month,
they eat it up. They love it. And I'm
they
like,
demand it now.
well, I wouldn't say demand it, but they're all like every time like, dude, we love it. You do it. Like, every time I think I'm like, okay, it's dying down. Someone will be like, I just love those graphics, man. I'm like, why? They're. I mean, part of the charm is that they're bad and cheesy.
Yeah.
But like. We're doing Ultimate Frisbee soon.
Cool.
And I'll show you the graphic ads in the pod.
Yeah.
It's I spent 45 minutes before I even started like putting people's faces into it.
Yeah,
like fine tuning really minuscule like details. It was before work.
Yeah, okay.
That's like awesome. I had some like
yeah.
last week my workout schedule was trash, my eating schedule was trash, and so I ended up sleeping in a little later, going to work, skipping the gym, and then I just have like some extra time.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so like I do really love like some of the more niche things where it's like the ability to just communicate and have your group and have like just this little like we can all because that was what my mom used to describe Facebook as. She was like, it's like a bigger back fence. Like it used to be like you go to the back fence, you talk to your neighbor, see what's up. Now you have a back fence with everybody, and so like GroupMe is like kind of that's
kind of the same.
Kind of like what Discord tries to be as well,
right?
Where it's just like you have like it's like your community bulletin board, but these are the people that are in the community, and we can all just be like. And so like that's why like I told you I've hung out with people from a small group like 5 days last week.
Because you just
because someone would just be like, anybody want to do this? And I'd be like, sure,
for sure.
You know? And it was cool because there's just enough people in the small group that like it wasn't always the same people. Like there were always some people from the day before,
right?
And like I think there were some people who were at all of them, but there were always new people cycling in, and so like and like that would have been so tricky if it was night. Like if this was 2000 and we all had to be calling each other and like, okay, they're in there. No, okay, now the plan has changed.
Yeah. I think about like it reminds me of like huge festivals where you had to post. There was just a board and you had to write down "lost my friend." Right. Yeah.
It's wild.
It's crazy.
It's changed everything.
Just like you just didn't see your friend until you went back home. Right. It's nuts.
What about Snapchat?
I never got on Snapchat.
That's probably smart.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this is for creeps.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the problem is, it's by far the easiest way to take and send a video to somebody that I've found.
Yeah.
And so like I just have it on my phone and try to like never use it.
Yeah.
And then when I'm like, oh, I want to send this video, I'm like, Snapchat. It's fantastic for that.
Yeah.
But and then every now and then I'll get a Snapchat from Becca and I'm like,
this is weird.
Huh? Oh, okay.
I do think it's cool, like people who snap have like been snapping together for like continuous days, like 1,000 days, or the streak or whatever.
I literally can't imagine. Even when like I'd have a friend who would like they're big on the Snapchat, so like they text you on Snapchat, and I'm like, all right, whatever, it's just texting.
Yeah.
And then like they'd be like, our streak ended. I'm like, yeah, it was like 5 days. What do you want more than that? Like, are you kidding me? You want me to like care about this?
Are we married?
Yeah, for real. It's like, and even if we were, I'd be like, the streak is that you saw my face today. Why am I sending you a picture of it? Like,
yeah, for sure. No, never did Snapchat. Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing that online, just overall, the first time I ever felt like a knowledge behind a stranger was when I was playing Uncharted online, and my gamer tag was Sweet Bulldog Lou or something like that.
Okay.
And I got into the house and was battling or whatever, and one of the opponents was like, "Sweet Lou is in the house," and that filled my soul.
Right.
Just knowing that somebody I'm seen. I finally feel seen. So yeah, but
my gosh, I didn't even think to touch on that. So Xbox Live, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I imagine you were probably doing that on PlayStation Network, but
yeah.
probably functionally similar.
I came late to the game, Well, Xbox had, I think, a better community base.
Okay.
Yeah, I think how they were marketed is that they were marketed to be that
Gotcha.
the community. Like Xbox had, was it like shared video or that you could watch the same video?
There probably was. I
Yeah.
never got that deep into it,
Yeah.
but like I'd play zombies online,
Yeah.
and then like I was starting to like build up this crew of people I'd play zombies with
Yeah.
online, and I ended up like I would play with this girl all the time, and it was like there was nothing going on.
You
It was
knew
like
her outside?
no, just some we paired up. We both had headsets.
Yeah.
That's like 90% of what you're looking for.
For sure.
It's
You
like
heard her voice?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was like there was nothing
Some
going
guy.
on.
I still think it was a dude, but that's fair.
It could have been. I don't know. One of my roommates, this was in my early 20s when I was living in Kalamazoo,
Yeah.
got on my Xbox account and sent her the nastiest message. And then she was like, "You're disgusting." I was like, "You don't understand. It was James. It wasn't me." Like,
I have a story to tell too, but I don't know
Yeah.
if it's too saucy for the pod. But continue.
I was mad.
Yeah.
I literally had to lock my Xbox account. He was like,
Yeah.
"I love doing that to people. It's my favorite joke." I was like, "What is wrong with you, man?
Yeah.
Like, do you know how hard it is to find people with headsets?"
Yeah.
I mean, try it, and I can always cut it out. If you need to.
Okay, yeah. I had a buddy that I was friends with on PlayStation, and it was super late at night, and I used to watch anime through my PlayStation because you can get online.
Okay, sure.
And my family just didn't know that I could do that. And I'm watching my anime, and I get a message through PlayStation, and it was like, "Hey, this isn't so and so. I think his name was like Devin. This isn't Devin. This is Devin's sister. I find you attractive. Can you send me nudes?"
Oh no!
Yeah,
Via PlayStation.
via PlayStation, and I was like, "No."
Yeah,
like no,
that's the right answer.
No way. Like. But then she was like, I promise you this isn't Devin, this is a sister. I'll send you something if you send me something, yada yada, this and that. And in my head I was like, is this just Devin?
Right.
Is this just my friend trying to see me naked? Like, this is wild. This is insane.
Did you ever find out?
We never talked about it. And that's what made me think that it was him. Because I texted him no. Or her.
Yeah.
And I expected to have a conversation with him, and he just never brought it up.
Well, I mean, if he doesn't know what happened,
If he didn't know what was happening, it was real, and it was really his sister. That's
Yeah.
one thing.
either way, he's not going to say anything.
Either way, he's not going to say anything. Yeah.
There's no way to know.
So,
Still friends with him?
not friend.
No.
Not friends with him. Not because of that. I mean, that's not good podcasting. I just shrugged my shoulders.
Oh, okay. Someday we'll have cameras.
So,
That'll be so stressful. I'll hate every second of it.
is he playing a video game right now?
I haven't done that in a long time. Okay?
Oh no, that's for me as well. That's for me as well. It wasn't Minecraft, but it was definitely some Baldur's Gate.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, and that's like that. I feel like at some point, everybody's had some kind of social media experience like that,
Yeah.
where it's like almost every single one. There's some level of where it just ends up becoming this perverted like thing. It's not. It's more than what it's intended to be.
Yeah.
Except for Snapchat, that's clearly what that was intended
That's
to be. But
clearly what it is. I even remember Facebook. There was like people were posting porn on Facebook all the time. Do you remember that season?
no.
I can't remember. I think it was in like late high school where people were like constantly posting stuff like that.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I was like, this is because it was against the guidelines, right?
Mhm.
And I think people were just like revolting in that way.
Okay.
But it was like a big upstorm, at least in my area, Facebook. And I was like, oh, I have to get off of Facebook.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, it's
I
crazy.
do remember my dad saying like he was gonna try it. It was at that point I was basically never using it.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, I tried it out because like he's a pastor. People from church are always like trying to like find him on there."
Right.
I can't believe I didn't tell this story yet. I got a story. And he was like, "Yeah, I tried it out for like a week, and so there was just a bunch of porn, and I got right off." I was like, I haven't been gone from Facebook that long, but the timeline does kind of match up.
Yeah.
There was one time I'm just sitting there. I'm on Facebook. I'm doing my thing. Totally innocent, which is one of the only times that's actually a true start to the story. Yeah. And I get a Facebook message, and it goes, Mike, you gotta help me. I think my wife is cheating on me. My marriage is falling apart. And I just said, I think you're looking for my father. Let me get you his number. And
I think I remember this story.
I ran into that guy at least 10 times in public over the next 6 or 7 years. I don't run into anybody in public ever.
What was your profile picture? Was it?
It was me. It was me. I think he just saw Mike Rice.
Mike's looking good, man. He's looking young.
But that one scarred me so bad. The laptop I had was it was an old family laptop, so I dug through, found pictures of my dad surfing in Mexico, made a new email address that was one digit off from his email address.
Yeah.
Made a Facebook, put his picture on it, friended enough people that the algorithm would find him.
Yeah.
And then just was all right, that's it, and just set it adrift. That was a mistake.
Why?
People started flocking to my dad. They were like, "Hey, you're on Facebook."
Oh.
They were like, "You're on Facebook now?"
Yeah.
I was like, "No." They're like, "Somebody's posting as you." And somehow they traced it back to me, and I tried explaining, you don't understand. So-and-so's marriage was falling apart. They had no interest in hearing about that.
I mean, I see your side, but no.
Yeah, it wasn't the right response. But when you're 14 and you just had a grown man come to you with his infidelity issues, it's I gotta stop this, and he's not gonna make a Facebook. So,
gosh, it would be hilarious if you were just an evil villain and you just started doing straight biblical hardcore,
Turner burn.
You just texting girls that you have beef with.
Oh my gosh!
As your father,
I think he might have actually lit me on fire if I did that.
I think so. I think
that led to one of our great misunderstandings too. Beyond just that, because he was like, "That's it. We're taking your laptop away. You don't get it ever again." And I was like, "Okay, but I can use They're like, "No computer. You're done. You've lost computer." And I swear to this day, up and down, they made it very clear it was permanently revoked until I was 18 and moved out of the house. Mm-hmm. And then a month later, it's "Here, you can have your laptop back." And I was like, "You said it was done forever." It's "No, I said a month." And I was like, hell you did? And we've never, there's one where we were both just whatever, it doesn't matter, but we will not agree on this.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But ultimately, I think a month without a computer is a pretty reasonable punishment for that.
Yeah, I think for what you were doing, maybe they saw your side after.
Well, yeah, later, we talked about it. I was like, I mean, this is what was going on, and they were like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
People keep coming to me for biblical advice.
Yeah,
I'm 14.
Yeah, and the best part is my dad has then preached that story multiple times, and he always leaves that part about the guy out, and I'm like, dude, tell the story, but quit cutting my legs out from under me, both sides, please.
Yeah. You were at 14, did you try kissing? Did you kiss her and hold her hand?
Yeah, I was just nope. I am putting a stop to this now.
I think my way.
Yeah, that was awful.
Yeah.
But it's one of my better stories, so.
Good story? Yeah.
It's one of those things where I'm I'm perfectly okay with the trauma, because I get laughs out of it now. And I've got enough laughs that I've got my money's worth.
Well, I think that's it. Yeah, I think it's good.
Sweet. All right. Well, that's that. We've covered that. This is the complete history of social media with Mike and Lou. If you enjoyed, give us a like, drop a comment, let us know. Let us know what your funniest post is, or the post you're happiest with. And until next time, I have no clue where we are in the recording process, or when this is coming out, or what's next.
We have lost our North Star.
Yeah, we're completely gone.
Please come back.
Peace.
Peace.